What's going on, you bunch of sexy bitches? This is Jimmy again. Welcome back to a new episode of the DLC playlist. So as you can tell, we're playing the Star Wars beta at the moment, and oh my word, this is fucking amazing. I'm not going to lie, just straight into it. It's everything that the first one should have been, really. Basically, I'm just going to take a few seconds at the start just to go through the menus and stuff. As you can see, that we had the campaign, multiplayer, and the arcade mode, which you've got all the solo mode in the arcade, so this is all offline stuff. Remember people screaming out for that in the first game. You've got all your battle scenarios, so that you've got the, I guess your leaderboards, and you collect stars on them. But next to it, you've got your custom arcade, so everything that you could go back and do in, remember Battlefield 2 back on the PlayStation 2? You've got all of that, so you can just spend hours doing the scenarios that you want, without having to think, I'm getting killed every 2 seconds by a person. Because stormtroopers shouldn't be able to hit you, let's face it. But then we go into the multiplayer, like the actual main part of it, and this is the way that a game, in my eyes, should be. Free map packs, so you don't have to split everything down into like the 26 playlists like you have in Battlefield. You've got your Galactic Assault, which is your main big game mode, where you got like 40 on 40 or 20 on 20. You've got Starfighter Assault, which is your space battles, and then you've got Strike, which is objective. Blast is team deathmatch, and your heroes and villains, because you just have to. 5 game mode playlists, that's all you need. Why add anything more? Why play about with splitting up those player bases? It's just presented beautifully. And then moving over to all like the I guess the character customization, I call that, but it's, yeah, going into all your classes and stuff. The classes work exactly how you want them to work. You've got your main 4, where you've got Assault, Heavy, Officer, and Specialist. And you can go in and you can, it's a variation of weapons within each that they have access to. You can set each one up to have certain star cards, and but the most important thing is basically they've brought that proper class system back, where throughout the game you earn battle points. And I'm flicking in and out the menus here, but you'll be able to catch it in a few seconds. Basically, you earn the battle points and you spend them on special characters, vehicles, specialists, and if you can save up 5,000 points, you end up with a hero. And basically, it just brings everyone back together on that level playing field of everyone can access something, even if they don't have, they haven't Googled where the spawn point is, because that's how the first Battlefront worked. And it kind of took away from, in my opinion, what Battlefront should have been. Excuse me while I just murder a bunch of civilians as a droid here. I kind of had to, being separatists and all. Just thought, fuck it, let's get on board with the genocide. I might cut that little bit out, not gonna lie. This gameplay in this, it's super polished up from the first game. It's a lot smoother. It's more of the same but smoother, basically. And they've got all of the eras, all of the characters. I'm one of those people that liked the droids, so it's taken a long while to hear Roger Roger in a game again. So it's such a pleasure to go back and like you can see here, playing as Darth Maul and stuff. They've got all the space battles back as well, which I'm sure we'll have some gameplay of here in a few minutes. It's just like the old, like what you'd expect with any DICE game, with the first Battlefront as well, where it's kind of clunky. It's kind of heavy, but it just falls on that side of what you could deem in a good way. Where instead of being too clunky like you'd expect in like a Killzone kind of game, it just feels weighty, where you feel the weight of your gun, you feel the weight of your character. But they've added like a nice roll in there now, which is just you press B or circle, and that gives you a nice little roll that you can get out of the way quite quickly. And it's not quite to the same standards as you'd expect, like with your Halo 5 Dash or like your Call of Duty kind of stuff, but it just gives it some extra maneuverability, so that it's not just clunky running from A to B while you're getting shot at. The space battles as well. I've got like 20 seconds of gameplay because they've changed the controls on this. I wasn't expecting it, and I could only get into a couple of games, and it's just clip after clip of me flying into stuff. So like this was the 20 seconds of me not dying. But as you can see, it looks so damn sexy. It feels like you're actually in the game. That look as well, I think, is kind of my biggest takeaway of this. Is if this is what games are going to start looking like, and this is on like real low resolution. This is on an Xbox One, so of the 4 consoles that it's going to be running on, including the 0.5 versions, this is technically going to be the worst looking version. I cannot wait for that X version to come out, and even what it's going to look like on the Pro, albeit not with the extra textures. But it's certainly a looker. It's certainly a player. It's got the game modes. It's got everything. Definitely worth a pick up. It's Jimmy out.